Well, well, well. Looks like the bag is out of the cat. The Extreme Competition arc has been concluded, and surprise, surprise, as it turns out, now this may shock some of you, but Duo was actually Mimic the whole time. Oh my gosh, this is such an unforeseen development. How could we have been so naive? If only there was somebody who could have seen this coming. Oh wait. That's right, to absolutely no one's surprise, Mimic has been revealed, proving that Silver and Whisper were right to be suspicious. And with the release of issue 79, we get to see this story thread reach its conclusion. The writers promised that this will be the final confrontation between the wolf and the octopus, and only one shall remain. Will Whisper be able to finally overcome her friend-turned-enemy with the help of Silver and Tangle? Will they nerf the absolute out of our psychokinetic hedgehog because a lore-accurate Silver can tear Mimic to shreds with but a mere thought?
It's no use!
Let's find out, shall we?
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it. Nobody gon' stop for me. Here we go. Here we go.
This ends now.
We're gonna kick things off with the beginning of issue 75. The Diamond Cutters are following Sonic to help him stop the massive airship from crashing into Central City. And I just want to point out real quick that Tangle's extreme gear is just a rip-off of Shadow's air shoes.
Jet boots?
Your Jordans are fake. Damn, these people really stealing Shadow's whole flow. First it was Surge with the faker line to Eggman with the blicky. Now this?
Word for word, bar for bar. Can't have shit in this house.
While they follow in pursuit of the blue blur, Duo catches up to them, apologizing for his absence. Lanolin orders him to stay close and not wander off. At that moment, he receives a transmission on his radio from Clutch the Opossum asking for backup, using Duo's real name.
What did he say?
Whisper and Tangle immediately chase after him, leaving Lanolin speechless. We fast forward a few pages to see Whisper trying to straight up kill Mimic in public.
It's on sight.
Mimic, like the bitch that he is, hides himself in a crowd. Whisper flies down and scares the shit out of a few people, demanding to know where he is. But before she decides to
Rip and tear until it is done.
Lanolin shows up to provide support. She begins to give an apology, but Tangle cuts her off, telling her to save it until they stop the plummeting airship from killing countless thousands. Issue 76 finds the Diamond Cutters gathered up in a forest after the events of the previous few issues. And you may be wondering, wait, why wasn't Silver present during the Extreme Competition arc? He could have been very useful. Well, after he was booted from the Diamond Cutters, he and Blaze decided to take a trip around the world, seeing new sights, meeting new people, and oh no. Among other distractions. Make of that what you will. Silver and Blaze meet up with Amy and Tails, and Silver is somehow able to sense that the Diamond Cutters need him, so he joins them in the forest. How did he find them? So, Lanolin. Let's hear it. The sheep admits that she was wrong and gives Silver and Whisper a humble apology. And while that is appreciated, she still ain't off the hook for that bullshit she pulled back at HQ. But it's a start at least.
I can't forgive you. But you have my thanks.
Silver asks Whisper what the plan is going forward, and she replies by saying that she will find Mimic and then
Rip and tear until it is done.
Tangle then objects, saying that they will stop him, not kill him. Whisper simply responds with, of course, and then turns to Silver and asks him for assistance in stopping Mimic, to which he accepts without hesitation. This brings us to issue 79, the event we've all been waiting for, the final confrontation between Whisper and Mimic. The issue starts with Whisper at an outdoor diner in Rainbow Ravine, and right now she looks like I feel every time I have to wait 3 years for a new Monsterverse movie. Like, come on, Legendary, give me Space Godzilla already. She is approached by Cream the rabbit, and the two make some small talk. Whisper notices that Cream is missing her child, but the rabbit replies by saying he's sick. And quick side note, I just love the fact that the Sonic Universe's equivalent of the Forerunners have been reduced to household pets. Whisper then asks how her mother is, but uses the wrong name, to which Cream corrects her, but in doing so uses a few interesting words. Whisper calls her out on her word choice and her mannerisms, and it is revealed that it was Mimic disguised as the rabbit. Mimic reveals his true form and begins to mock Whisper about having new friends, given what happened to the last batch. He describes them as vulnerabilities and blind spots, which is some pretty big talk from someone who almost got pureed by Silver a few issues earlier. The two both agree no more running, and that this feud will be settled here and now. and at that moment, he uses his psychokinetic powers to grab Mimic. He accidentally grabs Whisper as well, but she don't care. He just sips her drink and casually reaches for her Wispin. Silver apologizes, saying he can only be so precise. Mimic activates the fly core that Starline gave him back in the Bad Guys miniseries, and he uses it to escape Silver's hold, because flight equals psychokinesis immunity, obviously. Silver tries to catch him, but he ends up grabbing everybody else. Tangle spots Mimic heading towards the market. He shifts into a Quokka to better blend in. Wait. What the hell is a Quokka? Mimic tries sneaking up on Whisper from behind,
I don't like where this is going.
only to get violated by the green wisp. Silver catches him in midair, and they miss the opportunity for him to say,
It's no use!
Mimic once again breaks free with his yellow plot device, but Tangle is able to get the jump on him before he gets away. Whisper meets up with Silver, and they both rush to help Tangle.
Meanwhile,
The lemur causes both her and Mimic to crash into a cliff, quite violently, I might add. She then starts beating the shit out of him. Like, damn! She won't even let him get a single word in.
You shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up! I hope you die in a fire!
But Mimic shifts into a Yeti from Sonic Lost World, and
What the hell is even that?
Tangle loses her footing on the edge of the cliff. Silver catches her at the last second, and Whisper kinda... Whisper holds Mimic at gunpoint, ready to fire, but the octopus ain't about to go out like that. He jams his knife into his fly core, causing it to explode, sending both of them plummeting into the canyon below. Tangle dives down to catch her and uses the variable Wispin to glide down to safety. She asks Whisper if she's alright, and we see the wolf crying tears of joy as she says, "It's finally over."
It's enough to make a grown man cry. But not this man. Get back in there, Tia.
Silver once more asks Whisper what's next, and Tangle says, "Let's just go home." And everybody's happy. The end.
Woo! Yeah, baby!
So far, I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews on this issue for a whole bunch of different reasons. One of the biggest ones is that it was too short and that it wrapped up too quickly. And I kinda agree with that. The writers have been building up to this final confrontation since the Tangle and Whisper miniseries, and it felt very anticlimactic. It seemed that the trio just chased Mimic around for a little bit until he killed himself. I feel like there could have been much better ways to conclude the story. Like, Mimic could have figured out a way to separate Whisper from the other two, and they could have had a proper 1v1. Or maybe he could have tried to lure them into a trap like what he did with the diamond cutters. There are plenty of ways that could have made this fight more impactful rather than what we got. I mean, what we got isn't bad, it's just very underwhelming, I guess. It kind of seemed like Ian just wanted to quickly wrap this up with a neat little bow and move on. Another issue people seem to have is that the ending doesn't explicitly show if Mimic is dead or not, almost like the writers wanted to leave his death open-ended in case they ever wanted or needed to bring the character back, like what they do with Jim Carrey in the Sonic movies. And it certainly seems plausible that he could have survived, considering that Whisper did too. Now, I would think that a point-blank explosion plus a couple 100-foot drop would be enough to kill one of these anthropomorphic creatures, but these mofos can apparently survive re-entry, so what do I know? I think Mimic is great as a villain. His story in the latest annual added a lot more depth to his character, but I'm really hoping they don't bring him back. It's not the best ending for him, but it's still an ending nonetheless. And then there's my biggest problem with this issue. Sega always seems to find a way to do my boy dirty. Silver is one of the most powerful characters in the lineup, able to go blow for blow with the main protagonist and the ultimate life form, and you're telling me he can't even hold on to a damn octopus? And then he keeps unintentionally picking up other people and objects. Like, seriously? Silver has shown incredible control with his powers in the past. I think he can deal with a single dude. It's kind of like that whole thing with Shadow back during the Metal Virus. If you're gonna have them in the story, use them to their potential. Don't mess with their character or their powers just for the sake of the plot. If the writers can't stay true to the character, then don't add them to the story. It brings down the quality of the story itself, and all you're left with is a bunch of angry fans. And with this issue, the story of Whisper and Mimic comes to a close. Not with a bang, but with a meh. And while part of me is glad that the motherfucker is finally dead, I can't help but feel a little disappointed. Again, the story wasn't bad, it just left a lot to be desired. Now, what I'm hoping for going forward with this series and with Whisper's character is a story between her and Shadow. I think that a few issues revolving around these two could have a ton of potential, as they have both lost the ones they cared about. And plus, Whisper becoming a close ally or even forging a friendship with the anti-hero could be her way of making peace with the demons of her past, finally concluding her character arc. But for now, we will just have to see what Ian does moving forward. But speaking of Shadow, at least we have his return to look forward to in the next issue. And I am hoping, praying, begging the Lord in heaven that he is written well. He was good in Urban Warfare, so they know how to do it. Don't f this up, Ian.